All right, woodpeckers. What do you know about them? Give me any kind of information. It doesn't have to be a scientific question or an answer. Just anything. Go ahead.
Basically, they're known to just peck into the wood, and also famous woodpecker.
Yes. Why do they pick up the trees?
For food?
For food. What else? Anybody know?
To bring bugs down. And not just for food, but other things maybe.
Yeah, could be. Did you know that they also pick out trees to attract their mates? No. Did you also know that they do it to deter their enemies away from their territories? I didn't think so. Well, these are just a few kind of traits that all different species of woodpecker have in common. And when I say all different species, I mean there's several. For instance, you have the bladed woodpecker. You have the red-bellied woodpecker. You also have the red-headed woodpecker. And you have your not real woodpeckers. No. But in all seriousness, all different species of woodpecker have many similar traits in common. They all breed practically the same way. They go after the same type of prey pretty much. They all thrive and survive in the same basic manner. But there is one type of woodpecker that has a unique trait that his brethren do not share. And no, that's not the trait that he has an uncanny resemblance to a 12th century plague doctor, but let me introduce you to the Galapagos finch, also known as the woodpecker finch. Well, we'll just call him Finchy. Say hi to Finchy.
Hi.
He thinks he's better than you. He also thinks he's better than his brethren. But why? What trait does he have that makes him feel that he's better than us and his brothers? Well, that's because he's a tool user. Big deal, right? Wrong. It might seem like a big deal, but until you realize that this kind of trait is only found in primates with a higher intelligence, such as a chimpanzee, I'll let you think about that for a while, but I'll get back to that. But first, let's take a look at where Finchy lives. Let's take a look at his home. Where does he live? The Galapagos. Makes sense. It's Galapagos finch. The Galapagos, with its lush green forests and its semi-arid regions, there is an abundant food supply for Finchy to live out all of his days in perfect harmony. What does he like to eat? Well, grubs. Grubs are his favorite. And sometimes spiders, yes. Several different types of arachnids. But it's not in the food that makes him interesting, no. Again, it's in the method in which he does it. All day long, the woodpecker finch jumps from tree to tree, limb to limb, branch to branch with a tool in his beak. This tool can be comprised from any type of small twig or a cactus spine even. But what he does is that he pries inside of the holes and the small crevices of a tree to pry out his prey so he can eat. It's pretty interesting. It's a more interesting fact that he harvests at least 50% of all of his food intake this way. And as I said before, that even though a chimpanzee uses the same type of principle, uses food to gather, uses tools to gather food from trees, but take note that the woodpecker finch is 10 times more efficient than that of the chimpanzee. And picture that, a small little feathered bird could outsmart a chimp. Well, that is, unless you're dealing with a very sophisticated chimp, but that's not the argument. But again, it's important to note that the woodpecker finch is very, very versatile. It can stand against all different types of climate changes in its environment. Doesn't matter what weather it's facing. They're pretty much like little feathered armored tanks with wings. But that doesn't mean that they're immune to disease. That doesn't mean that they're completely protected from their enemies' attacks, from predators. No. What I mean is, the woodpecker finch is actually an endangered species. However, researchers are looking into the different diseases that inflict the woodpecker finch, and they're also looking into different predatory behaviors that threaten the very existence of this creature. But now that you know a little bit more about the woodpecker finch, now that you know a little more about Finchy, perhaps you'll care a little bit more about this unique bird. But even though you care, he still thinks he's better than you. He also thinks he's still better than his brothers. And as for his arrogance, there's not really much I can do. I guess we're all just going to kind of have to live with it.